So, having cast on your stitches, you now need to know how to do the knit stitch. So to begin with, it's very similar to what you did when you were casting on stitches. So I'm going to start first stitch at the front of the needle, right hand needle underneath as before, yarn around, sitting on the top, do that little back flip, but this time you're now knitting, you're not casting on, so that means this stitch stays on this needle, but this loop here you've now finished with, so you can slide that one off. Now be aware that sometimes if these stitches are too near the edge, they will want to come off as well, so make sure they're not coming off. So that's slipped off, so that means you've now knitted your first stitch. So again, I'm just going to go underneath, yarn around, bring it up and push that one off. So this is all I'm going to do for the rest of this row. So you can see that the stitches that have been knitted are now being transferred onto that right hand needle. So this means you are now creating the knit stitch, and if you were to use this stitch on every row of your knitting, it would also be known as garter stitch. Now when you are first learning to knit, I do recommend that you try to knit at least a couple of rows every day, so that it keeps it in your memory and then you don't forget. So I've got my last stitch here to knit. So there, all of my stitches, my left hand needle is now empty. All of my stitches are now on the right hand needle. So I'm ready to knit another row, which means I simply swap the needles over and do the whole thing again, and that's how you create a knit stitch.